Yeah, Drewbie's going to immediately go in for that third. You see that the tanks are trying to swing and make their way around. He doesn't want them to siege up, which they do right inside of range of the command center. Tanks are going to move forward. Oh, they're not sieged up. SCVs are going to try to buffer some of this damage, but the siege tanks are getting annihilated after that scan. He also has vision with the medevac as well, so good decision there by Drewbie. It also cuts off any reinforcements here to that fourth base that is just north of Drewbie's army. He's bringing out a lot more Marines and tanks right now, and this style that we normally see out of ROOT.Drewbie is really working for him in this game.
Uh-oh, and there's a siege up. He's not looking. Oh, the tanks get an amazing volley off. Drewbie's reinforcing army gets eaten alive, and Drewbie now has to rely on the damage that he can deal with this remaining army unit still getting rallied by Drewbie. Fenix trying to take the opportunity to recontrol this key Naga watchtower. And now we're seeing Drewbie just continue to wail away at this orbital command. Still a very even game.
Well, right now, all of Drewbie's army is basically on the right side of the map. He's going to siege up right here as more units just keep on flooding out into the death of these Hellions and tanks that are out here. However, Fenix's army is starting to lighten up as well. He's going to bring more tanks and more Hellions over to the side. Of course, it is being spotted here because of the sensor tower, and I'm surprised that Drewbie is not sieging up. He's just going straight up with these tanks, trying to break it, and they might have enough this time to break through it without those reinforcements from Fenix arriving.
Fenix now the player getting a little bit caught off guard, not having those tanks siege, but reinforcing Blue Flame Hellions. Going to help clean up today. We see that this expansion from Drewbie alive and well. Siege tanks there to repel any Hellions. Third base up and live and well for Drewbie, but does Drewbie know about this back expansion? It looks like he is not aware of the fourth base from Fenix.
Yeah, and I mean, Fenix is set up. He's been thinking about this game 5 steps ahead. He's got an SCV in the far northeast corner ready to put down a command center when he needs to, but it's not out of vision where it's just sitting on top of the place where you would normally build it. But now we've got Blue Flames moving into the expansion on the far west for Drewbie. Unfortunately, those Blue Flames don't do so great versus the tank, but his siege tanks from the back. We got now the army trying to sandwich it in. It's just siege tank. Even the SCV is going to come out here. One siege tank goes down, and the rest will fall as well. He saves that expansion.
Nice defense by Drewbie, still staying alive, still denying the third, just needs to poke up a little more, and he does it. He spots the vulnerable fourth base, the only real healthy mining location, and it looks like Fenix trying to establish another base, but is getting spotted all over the place. Fenix still continuing to attempt to push the key watchtower, but Fenix making absolutely certain to try to reinforce, but it is not enough. Drewbie takes it down in a commanding position.
And one of the things to keep in mind here as we watch this game unfold is that every single time that Drewbie seems to be winning one of these battles, you see Fenix following further and further behind in the supply. Right now it's 105 for Fenix to 144 for Drewbie. Medevacs are going to finally, and Marines are finally going to help at least get that third base non-mining. It is now going down as well, but he's taking control of the middle. He'll be able to pick and choose which expansions he wants to go after, and the Blue Flames are going to come out, but looks like Drewbie wants to go for it.
Drewbie having a couple units caught off guard, has to be very careful not to do that. No real Vikings out for Fenix. Can't control the skies, can't pick down these medevacs, get that vision advantage. We see a couple of Blue Flame Hellions still hanging out, and one essential siege tank keeping that expansion defended. And Drewbie with the classic low ground cliff play. Fenix was not a forward at this Naga watchtower. That means he is vulnerable to his natural expansion being assaulted in this fashion. We're seeing some attempt by Fenix to poke around with these Blue Flame Hellions, get into a good position, and oh, this might be enough to assault this fourth.
I think they're going to go in. He's got 7 Blue Flames coming in. There is the one siege tank that's put there very, very wisely. He's going to go ahead and try to take these out. And this is the only mining base of Drewbie right now. So he's going to have to take a standing army and do some serious damage here. He's moving forward to the natural of Fenix. He takes out 1, 2, 3 tanks. There's 4 sieging up there on the game, and he is going to have to back out. There's too much. However, he's moving some medevacs over here, trying to disable these other mining bases right now. And Fenix is at an advantage here because he does have 2 bases up. It looks like Drewbie trying to put down a command center of his own, but right now he is really starving for some minerals.
Drewbie trying to kill off some of these outlying expansions, try to corral Fenix into a defensive mode, but Drewbie needs to be so careful. Those planetary fortresses deal a ridiculous amount of damage, needs those tanks to pick away at it from afar, and as long as Drewbie can control this watchtower, he can slowly extend his advantage more and more, finally disabling that fourth base, but the Blue Flame Hellion is going to come up. Drewbie needs to lift up quickly or he is going to suffer massive losses. But no, Drewbie having to be in too many places at once, and now it looks like, oh no! Drewbie, will he pick off the planetary fortress? It's in the red. He's getting some extra shots. The Hellions are not getting to kill it off fast enough. Can Fenix deal the final killing blow? No. It looks like Fenix will be able to keep it alive, and Drewbie is starting to lose his ground again.
Yeah, Drewbie is going to send all of his remaining SCVs over to the one base that is currently mining. He's also got another one going up right now as it's just getting ready to complete, and Fenix is going to be sending it back. Now, moments ago, I just talked about how Drewbie had a 40 supply lead over Fenix, and we are now tied back up. These two are floating right around the 150 supply. Fenix is comfortable again because he's got control of that middle area, and we do have, no, they're only medevacs. They've got nothing in them. It is on fire. Is he going to repair it? He does manage to repair it, and it will stay alive there. So more Marines going to fall down, and it is crucial. I mean, Drewbie was off of any sort of income for quite a while, and this one's certainly going back and forth. More Mules going to fall down here to just a couple of blue flames from Fenix, and he's really utilizing those very nicely.
This left expansion completely vulnerable, and at the south, we see Blue Flame Hellions starting in, and no defense from Drewbie, taking some massive hits there as well. These players have killed off so many of each other's workers this game. Look at that. 62 workers killed by Drewbie, 47 by Fenix. We're seeing remarkable... No! Drewbie!
Wow.
Losing a ton of workers there, and now Fenix sieging up outside the front. Look at the tank count from Fenix. He is at 16 tanks.
I mean, how he was able to just hold on by the skin of his teeth. That we had Drewbie knocking on the front door. Tanks are moving forward. There's another outline of tanks and Marines over here just outside. Now we do have another fully loaded drop. Going to try to disable one of these expansions. Drop going down here in the northeast expansion. Actually, have both of them, and another attack in the middle.
And it looks like Drewbie and Fenix in a million places at once, but Drewbie losing a little bit of focus is going to be able to disable this expansion, but this key left expo is just the only thing keeping Drewbie alive. Drewbie lost everything at the drop at the north, and once again, Blue Flame Hellions will be able to clean this up. We're seeing Fenix, who was down 50 food, kill off the bottom left expansion, and Fenix is now with a 60 food lead.
And now the Fenix just starts working from inside. We see production buildings getting siege. He can start to constrict his opponent. It looks like he's moving everything up to that northern expansion. Drewbie has a planetary there. At the other one, it is just an orbital, so probably a wise move. However, Fenix being able to attack from inside is a very scary thing. He's also posturing up here in the middle, and look at all of this. Well, SCV's transferring back now.
I mean, it looks like there's just been total disorganization by Drewbie in the last 10 minutes. Just was playing from behind for so long and got a little bit of a lead, and it just fell apart. It looks like, oh no! Fenix is now going to regain control of the key watchtower between these two players' bases, now securing the bottom expansion. Fenix is starting to control the entire map. Drewbie now almost 100 food behind. Fenix cutting off reinforcements from this expo. Gonna just walk forces to that top. Drewbie tries to stiff to pick these off, and looks like he might be able to keep his expansion alive for a moment longer.
Yeah, but not very much longer. There it is.
And there's the good game. Fenix coming from the open bracket, knocking out Greetorp 2-1, won a fast first game against Drewbie, lost a close second game, and edged out a win in that nail-biting third set.
A remarkable TVT. This was very, very exciting, and I think what you said was right. You know, Drewbie held on. He had some solid play. He was attacking very, very well. He started the Blue Flame Hellion War with a drop in Phoenix's main, did a lot of damage. I mean, even you reported the amount of workers lost in that match. It was astronomical, totally ridiculous, but they still managed to go back and forth. Ultimately, you have to attribute that win to Fenix making sure that he was going to have those working expansions up. Even at the end of that game, over 1,400 minerals in the bank for Fenix. He was 40 supply behind, and he just stuck to his guns, played smart, got the expansions up that he needed to while dealing with Drewbie's army, and then made the attacks. Really, really phenomenal play by Fenix.
I mean, I could have sworn Drewbie was going to win for the longest time, but it was those two planetary fortresses in the top right. I think each of them had a double-digit kill count because Drewbie would send drop ships, and right as they were about to reach there, Fenix would make huge pushes at the front. It would distract Drewbie, and the planetary fortresses just ended up killing off everything. Definitely one of those long-term concentration losses. These players have been playing so many matches back to back to back that it's just so difficult to maintain that focus in a situation that intense.
So congratulations to Fnatic Fenix. A very, very impressive matchup here. And we are going to be taking a quick commercial break. And when we come back, it is going to be FXO Chef versus MMA. I'm very excited for this matchup. I think Chef has been playing remarkably, and I've not yet got to see MMA play here at MLG, so a treat for all of us. I'm DJ Wheat.
And I'm Day 9. Don't go anywhere. This is Day 2 of MLG Columbus 2011.